still too early to tell. I'm recording this in case this blooms fall off in the morning. But all right, Val Pals. My beautiful Val Maria has only lost one bloom in 2 months. A heavenly garden is truly a heavenly garden. You should check out my video. I'll leave the link below. I was under the impression that I was the orchid killer, honey. I was the slayer of orchids, honey. That's what I was believing, purchasing all of those Phalaenopsis orchids from my local grocery store. So, Maria was what I called a big mama jama, honey. Meaning that she had no reason to fail. Look how large her leaves are. And they are many in numbers. Then her roots all thick and plump. Do you see that, Val Pals? While you are looking, a tip and trick is when they turn this color, that is when I will actually apply water to them. Okay, Val Pals? They are very gray in color. Now, the ones that are yellow, Val Pals, tip and trick, they are perfectly fine. They are yellow because they are not getting any sun for them to photosynthesize, okay? This is the pot that she came in. I chose to leave her in this pot because my Val Pal Orchid Diva Blanca, she vouched that a heavenly garden used fresh media for each and every one of their orchids. Now, what I was told was to only water this Phalaenopsis orchid with distilled or rain water while it's in bloom to help make the blooms last. This is the longest I have ever had blooms to stay in my home. Stay tuned. Yes, how can I feature a orchid that was in bloom from another orchid nursery? Because, honey, she's still blooming. Honey, this orchid went through hell and back to get here in Alabama from Miami, Florida in a car, okay? And this baby is still blooming. You see the dynamics of it? It's as if the whole leaf has a new shape and form. What I love the most about the blooms of this orchid, not only the color is so dynamic, but Val Pals, it's a hint of yellow, okay, in the back. This is not a white background. This is going to be yellow with a green hinge to it, okay, Val Pals? She has the polka dots all around that is like a reddish maroon color, red being my favorite color, honey. The lip, honey, is very definite, very defining. That gives you that moth look. Now, Val Pals, if you are new to this, the Phalaenopsis orchids are mainly called moth orchids. Look at it. It looks so decadent. Now, the lip we have you is a very maroonish looking color. Now you will have some more polka dots in what I refer to as the heart of the orchids. Then you have some striations with the yellow and the red, and that is a white color right there. I love that you can see the eyes and the mouth. Do you see it, Val Pals? You have to have some type of vision to see what's in front of your own face, honey. Now, in addition to that, she has produced me 2 more blooms that is sure to come. Now, this right here, I think means that she is done producing buds, but I said that the first time, Val Pal, so we don't know. So far, I've had this orchid over 2 months, and in addition to her producing 3 new blooms, she has only lost 3 blooms, making her the longest lasting orchid that I have ever purchased in bloom. Stay tuned, Val Pals. Now, Val Pals, before I put her back, I wanted to make an observation. Anytime that you are growing Phalaenopsis orchids, you want to pay careful attention to them because ultimately that is what is going to help you be the best grower that you can be through trial and error. Yes, that is something that us as Val Pals have to learn how to do, is to train these flower stalks, because Honey, mama don't know anything about the flower stalks right now, okay? She is going along with the process. Each one teach one. Now, stay tuned. He's also here from Alabama, and he sent me this beautiful Phalaenopsis orchid, and he had to cut the spikes because it was too long for him to box them. These beautiful babies, they still rebloomed. They were adamant in reblooming, okay? Not only do I have this beautiful bloom right here, but I have two little buds right here that's growing as well, okay? Now, I think that that is all that she is going to produce. All you see right here is that little nub right there. I don't think it's going to, when it looks like that, I don't think it's going to continue to produce anyone else. But this is such a small flower spike, but it shows you guys, if you leave the flower stalk on, anything is possible with getting a rebloom. I wanted you guys to pay attention to the colors, because she remind me so much of my beautiful Phalaenopsis Harley Quinn. Now, if you have been watching Orchids for Dummies since day one, you know I had an orchid called Harley Quinn that stayed in bloom the entire time that I had her until she died. Now, this beautiful baby right here is beautiful, but the colors are not dynamic because she was not fed with Epsom salt. Now, remember, tip and trick, if you ever want your blooms to have the most color coming from it, add a little teaspoon of Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate. Also, I wanted to get her leaves to get a little bit more green. They were very yellowish when I got them, and I love for my orchids to have that dark green color. But this baby is very healthy. She's produced the blooms. This is the setup that I had her in. And I was finding that the roots are, it's hard to maintain a good humidity in the pot. This is what I mean when I say the roots are just pressed in the middle, that we have to start properly finding a better technique in potting up our Phalaenopsis orchids each season, okay, Phal Pals? So thank you so much, Phal Pal Brian. It means the world to me that my first blooms and flower spikes that I ever received came from my Phal Pals from all over America. Now, this baby right here, honey, this is my first flower spike ever that I produced on my own. This flower spike was produced through Foliar feeding, okay? Now, this is a baby that was sent to me from Ohio from my Phal Pal Danielle. It was also a video that I did when I was almost about to cut off the flower spike to this Phalaenopsis orchid. And if I had done it before it turned yellow like that one over there, I would have never received this secondary spike. Now, Phal Pals, this is such a beautiful bloom because I've never seen a true purple Phalaenopsis orchid as this. And she has the polka dots. It's just like my Phal Maria, but because she has so many, honey, they all blend in together, honey. But just very, very beautiful burgundy looking color. It's a lavender color on the eyes. You can see the eyes, the head. Honey, these is the wings. The lip of it, which is natural, is a very darker reddish color, even if you will. On the inside of the heart of it, come on, baby. On the inside of the heart, you can see it's yellow and it's polka dot as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blooms. And she produced me 4 buds. We have a bud right here that is getting ready to open up and live her best life as well. And I don't think that she is going to produce any more blooms. As I said, when it looks like this, I'm finding that that's when the blooms typically stop. But I'm finding that anything is possible with these sick, dehydrated, and rootless Phalaenopsis. She created this secondary spike, but nothing happened. It's probably because she was not fed what she needed. I only was giving her distilled water until my Fifi. She's another channel on YouTube that is very good with water culture. She told me that yes, it was time for me to start not only foliar feeding, but go ahead and start feeding those roots that she had produced, because she had no roots. As you guys can see, she has a leaf coming out. This leaf right here might be as big as this one will get. That means that the orchid was set back. But with her being set back and still producing all of these blooms, I could not be happier from a orchid that was sick. As you can see, we have roots that has been established in the pot. Now you want to know how I am growing a Phalaenopsis orchid in this container. Honey, you will have to watch another video that's soon to come, how to properly water your orchids growing in moss, okay? Now, Phal Pals, this is my orchid that was growing in water culture, and I took her out of water culture because I was not at risk to lose her, but I did see that she had started to lose bottom leaves, as my Phal Pal Amy said, Orchid Whisperer. So I did not want to be like Orchid Whisperer and let my orchid die on me. So what I did was I went ahead and put her into some nutrient retaining moss, okay? Only because she was growing the flower stalk, she had roots, she was basically healthy. There was no need to keep her in water culture, okay? It was no reason to keep her in water culture. I would only do water culture on sick, dehydrated, and rootless Phalaenopsis, okay? Now stay tuned, because yes, God is wondering. I know you are not able to see any visual bloom. So why in the world is this miniature Phalaenopsis on a bloom tour video? Honey, that is because, honey, the proof is in the pudding. All of you new subscribers do not know, honey. This is amazing. This is amazing. That's a flower spike that's being produced, people. That is not a root, boo-boo. I already had it verified with my Phal Pal Roxanne, honey. Roxanne is a master grower, honey. That is a flower spike that's coming up out of there. I promise I did not believe it. This is an orchid sent to me from Phal Pal Danielle as well. And these are orchids that were sick. As you can see, all of these roots are new, boo-boo. She has new roots. This is another orchid that I rehabilitated with the growing method, water culture. Roots at the bottom of the pot already, folks. Roots already at the bottom of the pot, at the top of the pot. Both of these leaves were produced in my care, and now she is producing a flower stalk all the way at the bottom, and it's not under the third leaf, which is typical for a Phalaenopsis orchid. It's at the bottom, under the fourth leaf, fifth leaf even. Now, Phal Pals, I'm hoping that maybe she will even produce another flower stalk in addition to this. Now, you want to know how I'm saving all of these Phalaenopsis orchids, how I'm getting all of this good success, honey? Then you have to stay tuned and subscribe to the People's Channel, Orchids for Dummies. Until next time.